All right. Hello, guys. So, this is Falguni Katira, and I am here to host the Raw Talks with my dear friends today. Raw Talks is a forum for women that come together to discuss life issues, world issues, and have fun while doing so. Today, I would like to share the purpose of why Raw came into existence and how is it that we are envisioning this is going to be a good use of your time. I was talking to Ash a couple weeks ago and we were discussing how is it that we could bring forth so many different ideas that we have and the experiences that we have gathered from our lives with all of our experiences as being a woman of color, being a foreigner in a different country outside of our motherland. And how is it that we are building a life for ourselves every single day, gaining new experiences and contributing towards humanity at large? We have all been doing so many things in our own way. And when we come together, we definitely see the magic of the collective forces of women that are driven and encourage each other to do good. And that's exactly the purpose of why all four of us here are today. Now, I am a mindfulness practitioner, and also I work on a full-time job, which is my marketing job. So we are women that have so many different aspects to our personality. I'm a mother. I do have two little boys that I have to care for. I have a husband, and I have so many things that I'm working on in the background. And all of this while still being interested and still being energized to come forth and create content and share my experiences with the world every single day. So does all three other ladies on the conversation here today as well. We all wear multiple hats and we are all able to bring so much more to the table. I would love to invite my fellow women here that are candid and fearless and have lots to share with us. So I would like to share a little bit of their background as well. And we'll start with Ash. Can you share a little bit about your why and what is exciting you to be here today?
Thanks, Falguni, and hi, everybody. It's our first episode for Raw Talks, and we have wonderful Linda, Caren, and I all together here. Um, so let's begin this. A little bit about myself. I'm a health and wellness coach, and I met Falguni, like she said, a couple weeks ago, and I was a fan of her work. And then once we started chatting, it was just amazing the things that she told me, how much we found in common of each other. And then it just rolled on from there. And then we realized this this needed to get out there, not just keep it within ourselves. For myself, my why was we need to have a talk show that caters to women that are not only earning maybe six figures, that may be student or homemakers, not even doing anything or doing all of them, like Falguni said, right? And just coming together for the building each other up instead of um, pushing each other down, right? And we need to have chats like 2020 showed us, pandemic showed us how much we need to be in touch with other people. That is one of the things we missed most. And we need to just have candid conversations. We need to bring the rawness. We need to bring how we talk to our family, our friends, the conversation, the meaning of life. And I just want to get this on with. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. So please welcome Linda, Caren, Falguni, and myself to be part of your tribe and make us be there for you for each episode here on out. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. So excited to be here, you ladies. And Karen, would love to hear what brings you here.
You asked. What brings me here is that Falcone asked. Quite right. I mean, I'm being honest. And by the way, you'll learn that about me. I'm very real. I'm very honest. I'm very raw. Hence, raw talk is fabulous for me. But no, honestly, Falguni asked me to be a part of this, and I've been friends with Falguni offline for I don't even know how long, a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
And I very much respect her as a human and what she puts out there to everybody else and what she does. And so a little bit about me is that I too am in health and wellness as well. I'm a wellness consultant helping people with their health and wellness. But I also used to work in corporate America. So I used to actually do both corporate job and health and wellness business at once. And I have two kids. My kids are 19 and 15. So I have a college student and a ninth grader. So it's hilarious in my house. But, so, I went back to work when my daughter was 10 weeks old. She's going to be 20 in August. And it was she was born right before 9/11 happened. And there was a lot of this kind of a thing, like how could you go back to work? She's so young, blah blah blah, like that kind of a thing. And I didn't have a choice then. And even if I did, what is it like anybody's business? And so, but it wasn't so bad then. It was just people would say it, and you kind of been ignored. You go about your business or whatever it may be. And I love what you guys are doing and what we're trying to do here, and how you guys brought this up and brought it to myself and Linda, because especially in this last year, Ace, you kind of talked about a little bit with this, being supportive and everything, because I feel like in lately everything is about shaming and how could you, and it's not about seeing somebody else's point of view. You may not agree with it, but you at least see where they're coming from. And I don't see a lot of that happening in general, and especially with women. So I'm beyond honored to be part of something where women, and I'm very much for collaboration over competition. I firmly believe in that. I love I'm all about community and lifting each other up, but also being real and honest with people. So this, when you brought this to me, and just because of you is why I said yes, like I said, but it's also a beautiful thing which transpiring is here we are, four women of vastly just different everything, but we all kind of know each other. And in the end, even if we didn't, we're trying to bring something to the masses, which is here we are, four women are just going to collaborate, talk, is and just have an amazing conversation and be supportive of one another and show others how you can be supportive, how you can be of different backgrounds, just show others this can actually be a thing.
Wonderful, wonderful, Karen. It's such a pleasure to have you here, and you totally belong, my friend. So thank you so much for being so gracious and saying that, saying yes for joining when I asked you. But you were an obvious choice just for the reason that you just showed us how raw and real you are, and that's so wonderful thing about you. So thank you so much for being here. And same as with Linda. Hi, Linda. Can you share a
Hi.
little bit about yourself as well?
Yes, I'd be happy to share about myself. So I share Karen's sentiment about Falguni, you inviting us in to be a part of this. And the thing that got me was the name of, real, authentic women, right? And so I'm all about empowering women and people in general. And so to bring the four of us together to lift women up and be supportive in our actions. So not just the words that we use, but actually showing up in the action of supporting one another. To me, that's huge. And being able to build a community where we can be our real authentic self, we can empower one another, and we can just really invite other women to come join us and do the same thing. That to me is most amazing.
That's so wonderful. And I am so thrilled about this whole thing because I see so many, even when we were just sharing a little bit about ourselves, there is so much that I feel like digging deeper into, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
I want to
Yeah.
ask Kevin about that particular thing she said and Ash about that. And, it just kind of happens in a way where we have so much. To Karen's point, we are coming from such diverse backgrounds and
Hmm.
still we are converging at a point where we are all here for a common goal. And, all four of us have the common goal and we share that so deeply is that we want to share our experiences out, a to benefit as many other women that are perhaps not able to voice, to be a voice of other women, talk about real things because we are individuals women that have, we have experienced motherhood, we've experienced losses, we have experienced being in corporate jobs, we have experienced job, like parity in work, at workplace, the different experiences that we gain through, oh my god, the health topic that, Caren and I talk hours and hours for. All those are real things, right? So for us to be able to come together and share those point of views, to learn from each other, and to be able to share that with the world out there, I think is just amazing. I think we are bringing so many different points of views to the table that it just makes for a very wholesome, wonderful conversation.
I agree. And if I could
Yeah.
just add something that I thought of while you were speaking, fun fact: we all met on an actual platform, LinkedIn, and we
Yes.
took it on the platform. So more importantly, just for a second, we met, like, it was, we talked on the platform because we resonated with what we all, put out there in
Right.
content or whatever. And then we decided to take it offline and have actual real human conversations prior to deciding to do this talk show.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's an important point to point out as well. And in the day and age of, everything is online and everything like that, it is important to have conversations with people that have nothing to do with sales. If look, if it comes out that eventually people can use what you have and you buy from each other, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. I'm not saying that because we all have products or whatever it is that we sell, but that we all are entrepreneurs in some way, shape, or form. But my point being that we talked and we've developed a friendship
Mm.
offline that lent to, and Falguni, you said it, you and Ash had this conversation, and literally from the conversation that you guys had offline, with this talk show is born.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really great point, Karen. From online world, we just move on to building relationships. So not everything has to be just on the computer, right? There's more to that, and that's what we need to bring the positivity, bring the optimism, and find that between other people as well, right? So build that up because there's so much negative emotions out there, especially through 2020 and all and everything that's going on in the world. We need to be more cognizant of that and find our voices and find those relationships, networking, and build each other up. I think that's a really great point. Yeah.
Oh,
And I
absolutely.
like what you say, Ash. And so for me, I've been an advocate and champion of helping people to be resilient. I was doing that before the pandemic. We're definitely doing it now. And all of those things that you're saying to help build people up, and when things aren't going so well, to lend a helping hand, to provide resources, to provide some conversations around some of the really difficult topics that people find really super hard to bring up. That's what excited me the most, is that rawness, the
Yeah.
ability to be in a safe space where we can have real conversations about things that really matter to us, and be doing, the whole entire women of the world a big favor to make it okay to be expressive, to make it okay to talk about the hard stuff. Because honestly, it's really scary sometimes to talk about the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And so to be able to have a forum where we can do that, and so maybe someone actually isn't voicing it with us, like on our show as a guest, but they can certainly be listening. They can be certainly talking to other women in their networks, both online and offline, about what it is that we're speaking to, and have those conversations offline, which is what we're advocating, I
Right.
think.
Right.
Right.
And it's funny because it's is I remember even before we were having the conversations and let you in the back behind the scenes for a little bit, people. We were talking and I was like, I literally kept thinking, and as you were talking, then it reminded me again of red table talk, like the red like this is what like initially I thought of with the Smith family, and I've watched it, and I know some people like with the Smith family anyway, what could have their problems, whatever it may be, and people may have been jaded wanting to watch it, but if you actually sat down and watched a couple of their episodes, they brought up a lot of points of view, and there were a lot of times when I was watching it I was like, wow, I can relate or I resonate or something like that to it, and I kind of hope that we bring that, and actually I don't even hope, I know that we'll bring the same kind of information to others out there, because I always say this, you never know what's going on behind closed doors with other people. They could be having a smile on their face, but on the inside they could be having a really hard day. So having a place where we're promoting positivity, like you were saying, it's the positivity, the inspiration, the all the things that I think are very much lacking now, is really really great, because obviously here we are a year later. Things haven't changed much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I had a conversation with Caren the other day, and I really liked what she said about when kids are little, small kids, small problems. Older they get, older kids, bigger problems. And I really like that the fact that we all have problems, no matter how much we're smiling or trying to hide, but we all have problems. They might all be different because we're all going through different situations in life, but we should bring that all to the table. Um, just from our experiences, from our friends and families' experiences, and there are people out there who are going through the same things, but they it hasn't been talked about, or they don't feel comfortable, or they might find the support just by listening to us talk about it. And I think that's really great that someone, even if they hear us and they feel that this topic is being talked about, means a great deal, and you never know how much it can help and support somebody. And I really want to be part of that. So I really want to be part of this great show along with you guys. I'm honored to be here, and you guys, I respect you a lot. Thank you so much.
It's likewise, my dear. So I think the best part about this group is that we all four are like I like this, because we are tied, and this bond is out of love and out of respect, as you guys were saying. Because this is, see, for me, the way it comes across is that, like, I believe that truth is multifaceted, right? So anything that we are going through, we are looking at it from one lens, but you could be looking at it from a completely different lens, the same problem. When we talk about our problems, right, let's just be clear that we are talking about, at a superficial level, it could look like, your problem is different than my problem. But once you get deeper into it, we will recognize that, we have, like, the core problem of fear, the core problem of anger. When we get into the very raw form of it, that's exactly what is the underlying problem, right? We are operating out of fear, we are operating out of, like, those negative emotions that rule our life many times, right? So when we get into that, it's interesting to really see different points of view of how, people like us have dealt with those kind of problems. Like, if we talk about, like, since all four of us are mothers, let's just say that, about childcare, right? If that is a common thing, now we all four of us have dealt with those problems. It's just that, hey Ash, how did you figure that out? And Linda, what did you do at that point, right? When we talk about these different experiences about each other's, parenting or motherhood, for example, we will gain a different sense, a different perspective of looking at a particular problem. Now, the beauty here is that now Karen has older kids and I have really little kids. So for me, like, it is really interesting to see, like, how does it get after this, like, what is coming ahead for
You
me.
don't want to know. Okay.
Gets more expensive.
Yeah,
Exactly. Those are all real things, you guys. It's a real
yeah,
problem, right? I mean,
yeah.
and it's an interesting thing because we need to be mindful of that because it's coming down the lane. So, like, hey, Linda, any tips on me being prepared? Like, what would you advise? Now that you have already been there, done that, you may have, like, point of views, or in retrospect, I wish I would have done it this way. Now somebody like me who is way behind you in that sense can pick from your learnings and improve my life. I mean, isn't that the whole purpose of this anyway, right? It is to share what we have learned and learn what we don't know, right?
And I was also saying to someone today, I'm dealing with this, my child not being home. She's up at school and having a boyfriend, and just dealing with all of that, and her probably not coming home in the summer and things like that. And it's weird being on this, and I'm telling someone, like, I'm like, it's just weird being on this, and like, there is no book, like, there is no anything
No.
Right.
about, they have what to expect when you're expecting, and what to expect your first year, and there's not the what to expect when your kid leaves home, and what do you do
Right,
about it, kind of a
right.
thing. And so, but this is all new for me. And so, and I was just, it just felt good even saying it to someone else. Like, I don't have a solution, I don't have an answer, but
Mm-hmm.
me saying this to out here in the universe now, maybe somebody else is going through the same thing too. Maybe we can navigate it together. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like, that's
Yeah.
the whole point. Yes, we've all been through, a lot of us have been through similar things, but some of us or have been through things that none of us have been through. And
Or
that's the beauty of putting it out there too. And Falgoni, I freaking love your point about learning from each other and everything like that. That's why I love community so much, and like masterminding and like doing all those things to a lot, because you always, I learn so much from other people and how their brain works and everything like that. And one day we need to talk about your letter thing. I don't even know what the name of it is, but like Falgoni has this thing where you take the literally every letter of the alphabet and you write words that are associated with those letters, and it's like brilliant. I think we should do a show on that. But it's like things like that I would have never known about had Falgoni not brought that up to me, for
no,
example.
that's a great point, Karen, and I think that's how I think the community is built. To your point, like when we all come together and we share. Now, it could have been something that is very naturally occurring to me, but of value to you. And similarly, in your case, you could be doing something like a practice that you can share with us. That I'm like, oh my God, that's like wonderful. Like, why did I not know this before? So there could be many such healthy exchanges, that we
Hmm.
can talk about, and that's really what we envision with the show. Like, we plan to have guests that are going to be able to add value to the conversations, again, raw conversations, candid conversations with fearless women, because that's truly what it is. This is a space that we are holding that is going to be a non-judgmental space. It is going to be something that, we can all be our own selves. Like, imagine not having a community, imagine having nobody to talk to, especially post pandemic. We know the value of conversations, of community, more than anything else. Like, we don't need to even prove that to nobody, because now it's the whole, it's the experience of humanity at large. Like, everybody has known and realized the value of community, the value of really having conversations. So I think this is just such a timely talk, and this is something that we are, looking for, especially to be the voice of the women. It again and again keeps coming for me so much, because
Yeah.
there are so many that are unable to talk. Like, and out of multiple reasons, by the way, for why not. I can tell you my story. Like, up until 2 years ago, had you told me that let's get in front of the computer and let's start talking and let's start filming and all that, I would have been like, nope, not my game, I can't do it. It's because of the fear. There is so much to
Sure.
overcome, you guys. The fact that we four are sitting in front of the computer and sharing all of this so authentically is a plus in itself. Like, that itself is going to inspire people, because now it is like everyday folks. It's like people like you and me that are kind of sharing their stories and doing all of this. I mean, who else cannot? Like, isn't that inspiring in and of itself?
Yeah,
It's really
absolutely,
ins-
absolutely. And
it's
like you said, we need to be more tolerant now through this time, right? We need to make sure. Like, I personally had a very bad public speaking fear. Like, if you tell me to get on the stage, I'll probably faint, right? So if you tell me, okay, you can sit on your bed and talk, I'll have some courage to do that, and that's what I'm doing. So I hope this helps a lot of people out there. I really hope so. Sorry, Linda, I cut you through.
Oh, that's no problem at all. I think all like to speak and to share. And so, yeah. So what I was going to speak to what both of you have said, is that getting brave and going and doing something, by us doing it, it makes it easier for somebody else to do. And I did not realize it, but I went through a physical fitness journey where the whole reason why I did it and what ultimately happened was night and day. I wanted to be seen in a calendar that I could hang up at home. However, I got a better deal because I was out there doing my physical fitness thing and getting healthy and getting more energy, and then that energy bled over into my personal life. Then I was showing other women by doing this, they could have that too. And then they started to actually go on the physical fitness journeys in their own worlds. I started seeing it everywhere, where people were running, people were planking, people were just getting busy and just doing, moving. And I thought, wow, this is way better than anything I had ever dreamed of my whole entire life. And then I thought about it. I thought, well, of course that's going to be inspirational to watch another person's journey because of I did this during the pandemic. The gym wasn't always open. I figured out a way and I did it and I kept going. And I was the one person that finished and did the photo shoot and nobody else did. And so that was, really awesome. And so I just was excited to have kept on going no matter what.
Linda, I have to tell you one thing. Your journey has been so inspiring. There is,
Right?
I know, Caren. Like Linda, I don't know if you recollect, but I remember calling you and telling you, Linda, what you are doing is just fantastic, and it is so inspiring. I mean, all she had to do was to just really, just share her journey. That's all, Linda, that you did. Am I right? Like, she did
Yes.
everything for herself. Only thing that she did additional was share it with us, and it inspired so many people. I remember me immediately like reaching out to Linda and telling her you're fantastic, and it was so inspiring. So those are the, and I remember Caren and me having the conversation for that very reason. Like Caren, I mean, I'm sure one day we'll have to cover your journey because it's
Oh.
extremely inspiring in itself. Like, that was the reason why me and Caren also connected. So there is a lot of things that is hidden within us. The thing that we are living life every single day with, there are certain ideologies, certain principles, certain habits that we are living with that are benefiting us to a great extent. Now the only little thing that we have to add is to share, and imagine the amplification and the benefit of that. We never know whom we are inspiring. I'm pretty sure when Linda, you started your journey, you would have not thought the number of people you're going to inspire, but listen what you did, right?
But that's the beauty of it. I'm sorry to
Yeah, that's
interrupt.
exactly what
But
happened.
that's
I
the
had no
beauty.
idea. I just was doing it for me.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's beautiful, because you were not
Mhm.
doing it for any other reason other than, oh my God, this is, it's, you didn't have an ulterior motive.
Right.
Right,
Right.
right.
And that's why it's so beautiful, because, and it wasn't something, it was also a decision. I think that's important to note. You made the decision, and somehow or another you figured out a way to get it done. And I even posted this about obstacles and figuring out a way to get it done today. And I think that's important to know, because I feel like so many times pre-pandemic, and especially now, there's obstacles that are pulling away, we don't know, or you hear the term adding value, all these other things, and it's being authentic. Here's what it is. Linda shared her journey. Share your journey, share others' journeys, share, it's
Yes.
just the truth. You're sharing the truth. That's
Right,
it. Done.
right.
I'm done.
And it's so effortless, you guys. That is the
Yeah.
best part of it. Like, I don't think Linda would have put any extra effort but for just sharing her journey, and it's as simple as that. And I think this is why, despite of being so busy, all four of us, we are able to find time to do this because this is effortless. Like, let's just say this for our audiences, and let's just open our secrets out there, that
Mhm.
this is a totally unscripted raw show. Like, we stand for
Yes.
our name only because and it is intentional, by the way. The intention being that we want it to come across as authentic because that's really what it is, right? This
Right.
is not a scripted show. This is not anything that is going to be like pre-planned and premeditated, because then it loses its authenticity. Our point here is to really be vulnerable, to hold that space for each other, and to be able to learn from it. This is like our therapy, you guys. Like when we have, this is our girlfriend talk. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
So when we have that kind of conversations, we never know whom we are inspiring. And whenever we do, whomever gets inspired, it's a byproduct of the joy that we have in sharing and learning together, you guys, right? So
Mhm.
I think that is the best benefit of this all, which is why I was able to find time. We all, actually, for that matter, all four of us were able to find time out of our days just to do this and have this conversation because of the benefit that we are gaining from it, and we are hoping and we are sure that others will gain benefit from as well, right? So that's
Yes.
fantastic. And I have one quick fact to share. Linda is my first friend on LinkedIn. I don't even know if she remembers this or not. Now, after
Wow.
Nice.
so many
Yeah.
conversations and connections over the
That's
years,
wild.
That's cool. Yeah.
I had no idea.
You even remembered that.
Like first person that I didn't know but I met on the platform and became friends with, and I cannot forget, like, how it is humbling for me how supportive Linda was, because if I am not wrong, she had already started on the platform a little before me, so she kind of knew some things, so I was just like following her, loving her, learning from her. And I just that just adoration and that admiration still continues today, my friend, and thank you so much for being part of this. Like,
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And now you're inviting me in to belong to this.
it's a
That's so
full
amazing
circle,
and
my
beautiful.
friend.
This in
It
itself.
always comes. What you give, you definitely comes back to you multifold, my friend.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Absolutely. We always run into somebody for a reason. There's a reason why this is happening. So let's
Yeah.
just go with that. And should we start wrapping up for today's
Yep.
episode?
Yes, we can go on and on, you guys. So thanks, Ash, for giving us here to the time. And, but I am so excited, you guys. Thank each and every one of you. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Caren. Thank you, Linda. And I am so excited for us to be meeting every week and talking and sharing another raw talk. We'll also plan on bringing on guests and other women that are like totally rocking it in their fields, and depending on the topics, we'll definitely plan to bring them on as well. It's always a joy. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, and
Thank you,
cheers.
ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.